2024 has been a bit of a down year for grain markets. Jenny Schlecht joins us now with a look at what the market factors we have to watch into 2025.
Thanks, Emily. I'm here with Allison Thompson of the Money Farm. And Allison, down year in 2024. Now as we're into 2025, we're still looking at pretty big supplies of corn, soybeans, and wheat. What do you see happening in 25?
Yeah, well, supply was obviously the big factor that impacted grain futures this year, and a big reason why we saw such a downward draft in the grains across the board, corn, soybeans, and wheat. We had big production here in the U.S., but also globally too. South America had big production despite some weather issues early on. And so it really did hinder things because it made demand important and also production elsewhere important. So that's where we were starting off with 2024. And we have seen the USD make some adjustments positively with demand coming up and maybe some production issues elsewhere. But so far, that's going to be a recurring theme as we start 2025. We're still dealing with big supply. Yes, it's moving in the right direction, but we need demand to continue. And we've seen exports come in, but now the market's going to be wanting proof of that continued demand to move higher into 2025.
And when we talk demand, we have to talk trade. And we have a new presidential administration coming in later this month. And what do farmers need to be watching as far as trade policies and the possibility of tariffs?
Yes, well, obviously that's been the headline here for the past couple of months since the election in November, is that we are facing the Trump administration again, and with that, a lot of talk of tariffs. So obviously no one knows what's going to be ahead. It's all speculation at this point. The one positive I will say about the tariff talk early on and some early threats happening is that it does open the door for some communication and negotiations ahead of him taking office.
And of course, the big wild card that none of us can ever figure out is the weather. Right. What are you seeing in the patterns?
Right. Well, and that's another big one. Obviously, when we're talking big supply, we're talking about either demand increasing to help ease that situation or seeing a production cut or scare somewhere to help prices and also the supply outlook. So obviously, we're a few months away from planting here in the U.S., but it is something that the market's going to have to be keeping an eye on because we do need it, especially on the soybean side. Right now, the talk at the end of 24 going into 25 is South America, and they've had ideal conditions and they're looking at huge production again this year, and that's not going to be going away over the first few months of 2025.
All right, anything else we should be looking for?
Well, there's always lots of moving pieces and volatility, and if anything with the volatility that happened in 2024 has top producers and marketers, traders alike, is that we need to be always looking forward. Obviously, there's a lot of, like I said, moving pieces, but you have to stay hedged on those opportunities. So make sure you have a marketing plan in place. Until you make sales, make sure you have some price protection or hedges in place, and just don't be afraid to reward rallies when they come. You got to reward them if they're taking place, and at the end of the day, it's about making a profit. So good cash sales matter.
All right, thank you, Allison.
Yes, thank you.
Allison Thompson with the Money Farm.
Thanks for watching AgWeek TV on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe. We put out new videos every Saturday.